Hi, everybody. I just finished my workout, so I'm a little winded and a little out of shape and a little sweaty. But while I was there, I was remembering that when I was teaching, like 100 years ago, there was a group. I don't know if the program still exists. I hope it does. Called Olympics of the Mind, and where I was teaching had a nationally rated team for that. And so we used to do exercises with the kids in every class just to get their imaginations flowing and to change their perspectives so that they could think of different things. And one of the things I used to love to do with them, that I will do with you now, is to hold up an object that everybody knows what it is. In this case, you can tell what we would use it for would be a straw. And ask them to come up with other uses all the way around the circle. We'd hand it around. As soon as you got it, you had to say something, pass it on. There could be no repeats. So you had to be thinking all the time. This could be, for instance, a playground slide for ants. It could be the middle part of a barbell set for very light bells. It could be part of an overhead ring where you would go hand to hand in the playground. It could be fill in the blank, an axle for a very light little car. Those kinds of things. And I love this exercise because it gets us to see common everyday things in a new light, in a creative light. And as I was doing my workout this morning, I was thinking, I wonder what God sees in us that we don't see. I see this middle-aged white woman, educated in North America, living in upstate New York. I have to move because the cat just jumped up here. Sorry. That's what I see. That's what I think a lot of people see. What does God see? What does God see when God looks at me? What does, when God looks in my heart, is that something different from what's seen on the outside? I hope not. I hope the inside and the outside are congruous. But then I think about other people that I'm looking at and how do I see them? What does God see in them? How is that different or the same as what I see in them? What does God see in our world? I see our nation as a mess right now. Does God see it as chaos out of which God's going to grow something new? I see our planet in danger right now from climate change. Does God see this as the beginning of a new phase? And is that new phase a commitment to save the planet or a new phase of destroying what's here and starting something new? And what does God see when God looks at my life? Are the things that I think are important to God? Are the things that I brushed off, were they more important to God than they were to me? I don't know the answers to these. We're not God. But I do know that, looking at life like it's part of the Olympics of the mind, I find that to be really a fascinating, exercise. What else could be seen from my life or from yours? If you are in your later life, if you've retired, how could God look back on your life and see something different? There are lots of times when I think that I know that God sees things better than I do, not just in interpreting them, but God sees the better side of things, I believe, than I do. I think I'm way harder on myself than God is on me. I think that God believes in me and in us more than we often believe in God. I mean, Jesus gave us the message to carry to other people, right? That's pretty big trust level that we're going to get it right. Jesus believes in us to do that. And I think it starts, with something small, like looking at just one aspect of me, maybe how I feel about X, or how you feel about X, or how I interact with my family, or how I take care of my household or my body. Does God see it the same way I do? And if not, how can I get more in line with what God sees? All right, that's enough for today. Aren't you glad it all started with a straw? Thanks for joining me for this prayerful pause in the day to think of something greater than ourselves. In this case, how do we see things versus how God sees things? I'm Pastor Deb Swift of South Presbyterian Church in Rochester, New York. Hope to see you back here next time. Until then, stay safe. Change your vision. Start looking around and say, I wonder how God sees this, or how could I see this differently? How could I interact with that person differently? Am I interacting in a way that would be pleasing to God? Am I feeling about myself in a way that would be pleasing to God? All right, enough of that. Have a great day. God bless. Bye for now. See you next time.